Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samasta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Shri Gaura Nitai ki jai, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu Avirbhava Mahotsava ki jai, Gaura Purnima all glories to His and devotees, all glories to His and devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaura Purnima. Did I have one of these pillows? No, that's good.
Take the small table away.
No, it's
On your
what?
okay.
Don't get Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmatī Bhakti-vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatahine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
So today we are celebrating the appearance of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
今日我哋一齊去到慶祝 Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu 嘅顯現。
The Lord, as Prabhupada explains, who appeared within the memory of us all.
咁泡泡咧去到解釋話咧，主咧係喺我哋所有人嘅記憶當中咧係去到顯現。
what does that mean within the memory of us all?
係咩意思呢？我哋所有人嘅記憶當中顯現。
Well, in contrast to Lord Kṛṣṇa, who appeared millennia ago, Lord Caitanya appeared only 500 and something years ago.
咁對比起 Krishna 咧，係幾千年前咧去到顯現啦，主宰坦爺咧係500多年前咧顯現嘅。
So, but you can say, well, I don't remember 500 years ago.
但係你可能會記得，我嘅記憶裏面冇500幾年前嘅事喎。
Well, we may not individually remember, but you could say collectively. There's a kind of collective memory, historical memory.
可能我哋唔係每一個人即係個別咁樣去到記起啦，但係咧其實有一個係集體嘅回憶嘅，一齊去到記起呢件事，一個歷史。
And so in that respect, he's very recent, and we might want to say memorable.
如果咁樣睇嘅話咧，其實係好即係好近嘅發生嘅事，同埋咧係好值得咧去到記住嘅。
Yeah. So I thought to start our discussion with the 5th verse of Adi Lila of Caitanya Charitamrita.
咁我想咧同大家開始一齊討論下咧Adi Lila 呢一個第5個詩節。
Because it compresses into one verse some important theological information about Lord Caitanya.
咁呢一個詩節咧濃縮咗呢一個嘅濃縮為一個嘅詩節啦，然之後咧裡面咧包含住咧關於主宰坦爺嘅呢一個嘅神學嘅觀點。
And the verse goes like this: Rādhā kṛṣṇa-praṇaya-vikṛtir hlādinī śaktir asmād eka-ātmānau bhuvi purā deha-bhedaṁ gatau caitanya-ākhyam prakaṭam adhunā tad-dvayaṁ caikyam āptaṁ rādhā-bhāva-dyuti-suvalitaṁ naumi kṛṣṇa-svarūpam. And what does that mean?
咁呢一個嘅詩節係咩意思呢？
You want to read the translation?
好，第1章嘅係第1篇第5節詩。Adi Lila，Śrī Radha 同埋 Krishna 嘅戀愛事件係主嘅內在喜樂給予能力嘅超然展示。儘管 Radha 同埋 Krishna 喺佢哋嘅身份上係一個，但係佢哋卻永恆咁將自己分開咗。而家呢兩位超然嘅本體再次以Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya 嘅形體結合起嚟。我向佢頂拜，儘管佢係 Krishna 本人，但係佢卻以Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī 嘅情感同埋膚色展示自己。
So Lord Caitanya is the two-in-one God.
咁所以咧，主宰坦爺咧係2合1嘅神。
Two for the price of one.
2 for the price.
Yeah. When they're selling things, sometimes
即係
they
買2
promote
就送1。
you get two for the price of one.
你買1嘅價錢就送2俾你。Buy 2 one price.
Yeah. So Lord Caitanya is two divinities in one, but the two are actually one. and they become two, and then they become one again.
咁所以主菜坦爺咧係兩個嘅神聖嘅身份啦，結合咧成為一，跟住又分開，分開咗之後又再結合翻為一。
And why they do this is elaborately explained in especially chapter 4 of adhunā.
咁喺呢一個嘅第4章裏面咧，有詳細嘅解釋咧點解佢要咁樣做咧。
And so we talked about this a little 2 days ago. There's the so-called external purpose and the so-called internal purpose of the Lord. So I thought we can give a bit more attention today to this internal purpose.
咁2日之前咧，我有提起過咧，有外在啦同埋內在嘅目的原因嘅。咁我哋今日咧會集中講呢個內在嘅原因。
One of my godbrothers has written an interesting little reflection, which he starts by saying, God has a problem.
咁我有神兄弟咧寫咗一篇嘅即係佢自己嘅一個嘅反省嘅一個文章啦，就係話神咧有一個嘅問題。
What is God's problem?
咁神有咩問題咧？佢面對一個咩問題咧？
His problem is the same problem that we have.
佢面對嘅問題咧，同樣都係我哋面對嘅問題。
What is our problem?
咁我哋嘅問題係乜嘢啊？
Our problem is that we don't have love of God.
我哋係冇對神嘅愛。
God has the same problem.
咁神又有同樣嘅問題喎。
Because He's God.
因為佢係神。
And He wants to experience love of God because He's amazed by what He sees in the love of His devotees.
咁佢都想去到經驗啊呢一個對神嘅愛，因為咧當佢見到佢嘅奉獻者啦對佢嘅愛嘅時候咧，佢係非常之驚歎。
And so to experience the feelings and the glory of that love, the expansiveness of that love, the depth of that love, he has to be a devotee.
咁為咗咧去到體驗呢一個嘅愛嘅情感啦，同埋嘅榮耀啦，咁咧佢係需要咧成為一位嘅奉獻者。
But how can he be a devotee? He's God.
同埋體驗呢個深度啊！但係佢係神喎，佢又點樣能夠成為奉獻者咧？
How can you be God and be a devotee of God at the same time?
咁佢點樣可以又係神又係神嘅奉獻者，係同一時間
？Well, God can do that.
神係可以做到嘅。
Because He is His will. He is satya sankalpa, so He can realize as He wills.
咁所以佢係可以根據咧佢嘅意願咧去到領悟覺悟到呢一點，體驗呢一點。
And of course, the Lord, He likes to do many things simultaneously.
至尊主咧好中意咧同一時間咧係去到成就好多事情。
Of course, as we discussed, there's the external and internal purposes. That's simultaneous.
頭先我哋講話內在同埋外在嘅原因咧，係同時去到成就嘅顯化。
But we can say within the internal purpose, with some external elements, there's also more than one action for the Lord to accomplish.
咁所以內在嘅原因啦，又同埋加埋一啲外在嘅因素啦，咁至尊主咧係同一時間去到成就好多事情。
And that is to pay his debt.
同埋咧，佢要還債。
God has a debt.
神有要債要還。
When Lord Caitanya heard that devotees were speaking of Advaitacharya having some debt, he became very angry.
咁當佢聽到咧有人話Advaitacharya有一啲嘅債啊，咁佢就好憤怒。
How dare you consider Advaitacharya to be a debtor? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There's no question of him being indebted.
咁Advaitacharya係至尊人格守神，你點樣可以話佢咧居然係欠債
？But he himself, Lord Caitanya, was feeling indebted.
咁但係咧，佢自己本人咧，主宰坦爺咧，佢係覺得咧係有欠債嘅。
And who was he indebted to? He was indebted to his devotees who had given everything to him.
咁佢嘅虧欠咩咧？就係佢虧欠咧嗰啲將所有嘅一切都獻俾佢嘅奉獻者。
He made a confession to the gopis. He said, "I'm really very sorry, but I cannot repay you."
佢向牧牛姑娘咧去到懺悔，佢話：我真係非常之抱歉啊！我唔能夠去到，我無以回報。
Naphārayeham niravadya sanyujam svasada kritya vibhudayushapiva yamavajan durjarageha shrinkala sambrishya tattva katiyatu saruna. You're going to be, you'll have to be satisfied with your own goodness.
所以你要以你自己做嘅好事咧而感到滿足。
What does that mean? Satisfied with your own goodness.
你嘅善良，你嘅好，就為此感到滿足，係咩意思咧
？Whatever it means, he said, I'm not going to be able to repay you even in the lifetime of Brahma. Vibhuda Ayusha.
無論點都好啦，意思就係我冇辦法去到回報你哋嘅，甚至我用 Brahma 嘅一生都冇辦法。
Your love has been demonstrated so powerfully because you've given up everything for me.
你嘅愛咧係如此嘅強大啊！我仲將所有嘅一切都獻俾我。
Durjara geha shrinkala. Very extremely difficult to give up is the condition of material life, especially family life.
呢一個物質嘅生活啦、生命啦，尤其是喺呢一個婚姻嘅生活咧，係非常非常極度困難去到放棄。
But samvrishya, you just threw it away.
但係你就居然拋棄。
You dropped everything. You burned all your bridges behind you. We say in English. Bridge.
你將所有呢啲橋咧，全部燒毀晒。
Like when an army is advancing, they cross the bridge. And if they burn the bridge behind them, that means they won't be able to retreat.
個意思就係咧，譬如即係一個軍隊啦，佢有條橋喺後面咧就可以退路啊。咁將呢條橋都燒埋嘅話咧，即係已經冇任何退路㗎啦。
So the gopis basically did the same. So like this, Lord Chaitanya is feeling Krishna is feeling such great obligation.
所以 Krishna 咧對於牧牛姑娘咧係有好多嘅虧欠啊，覺得自己有好多嘅責任。
And so to address this debt, he has to appear again, and he has to become like the gopis.
咁為咗去補償咧，咁咧佢就要咧去到成為牧牛姑娘咁樣。
In order to go through the same experience that they have gone through.
就可以咧經歷佢哋同樣嘅經歷。
And that means taking the same kind of trouble that they take.
意思即係話咧，佢要去到經歷咧牧牛姑娘所遭遇嘅呢一啲嘅痛苦啊。
Tyakva sudustyaja surepsita raja lakshmin dharmishta aryavachasa yadagadharanya maya mrigam daita yepsitam Anvadavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravinda. In the fifth chapter, Canto 11 Bhagavatam, there is this very nice prayer to simultaneously praying to Krishna, to Lord Rama, and to Lord Chaitanya.
咁喺博伽雅談嘅第11篇嘅第5章裏面咧，有一個非常之美妙嘅禱文。咁啊，同一時間咧就係向 Krishna、Brahma 同埋主宰坦爺咧去到祈禱。
Tyakva sudustyaja sura ipsita raja lakshmi. You having given up the goddess of fortune, who is very difficult to give up.
你放棄咗咧幸運女神係非常之困難嘅，要放棄。
In order to establish dharma of loving devotion to the Lord.
為咗咧去建立呢一個嘅 dharma， 就係對主嘅奉愛。
You dharmishta arya vachasa, by the curse of an arya, of a brahmana, you renounce the world.
藉住呢一個嘅婆羅門嘅一個嘅詛咒啦，你就棄絕整個世界。
Maya mrigam dayapsitam anvadavat. You went into the forest.
你去到森林裏面。
In order to chase the animal of Maya.
去追
Maya mriga.
去追趕呢一個幻象嘅動物。
Mriga can mean a deer, or it can just mean any wild animal. 咁
呢個字mriga 嘅意思就係鹿啦，或者任何嘅野生嘅動物。
So Maya mriga, you chase after. You chase after and you dispel Maya.
你去到追趕，去到驅趕呢一個嘅 Maya 嘅動物。
But of course, Lord Chaitanya is doing so much more than that. He is paying a debt.
咁主宰坦爺所做咧係更加多，佢去還債。
He's paying a debt to the devotees by experiencing their pain and specifically their pain of separation.
咁咧佢要償還咧奉獻者，咁咧要為嗰個方法咧就去經歷咧佢哋嘅痛楚，特別咧係分離之痛。
Which is a very relishable pain.
咁但係呢一種嘅痛咧，又係好令人回味喎。
Krishnadas Kaviraj describes the meeting between Lord Chaitanya and Ramananda Roy, which takes place after Lord Chaitanya takes sannyas.
Krishnadas Kaviraj 咧，佢就去到描述當主宰坦爺接受咗棄絕僧嘅階段之後咧，佢同Ramananda Roy 嘅一段嘅會面。
In which the Lord pushes Ramananda Roy to stretch to stretch the envelope, to go beyond himself in describing the most exalted level of devotional service.
咁主宰坦爺咧就去到驅使Ramananda Roy 咧去到好似打開個信封啊，咁咧去到講述呢一個嘅奉愛服務嘅最高峰。
And Lord Chaitanya expresses repeated dissatisfaction with Ramananda's explanations of what is spiritual life.
咁主宰坦爺咧對於 Ramananda 嘅回答啊，關於靈性嘅生命咧，佢嘅答案咧係表示不滿啊，一次又一次表示不滿。
And eventually Lord Chaitanya pushes Ramananda to speak about the the different rasas of relationship, and he pushes him further to describe the highest rasa, madhurya rasa, the rasa of conjugal love.
咁主菜坦爺咧就一步一步咧就逼住Ramananda 咧就去到講呢一個嘅即係巔峰嘅狀態咧就係rasa 嘅關係。咁喺 rasa 當中咧最高咧又係呢一個嘅madhurya 嘅一個嘅 rasa， 愛侶之間嘅愛。
And then he pushes him further up to his speaking about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī and her love.
最後咧就要咧佢咧講到Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī同埋佢嘅愛。
And in speaking about her, he says, "Apone aile more korite udhar ebe kaporta koro tomar kon vyavahar." My dear Lord, by your causeless mercy, you have appeared before me to grant me liberation.
主啊，因住你無緣嘅仁慈咧，你喺我面前咧去到顯現啦，賜予我解脫。
Now you are playing in a duplicitous way.
但係咧，你而家咧好狡猾喎。
What is the reason for this behavior?
你點解要咁樣做咧？
And it goes on. Tabe hasi tare prabhu dekaila sharu rashoraja mahabhava-dyuti-suvalitaṁ. Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa is the reservoir of all pleasure.
主 Krishna 咧係呢一個嘅所有嘅快樂嘅一個嘅水塘，
And
泉源。
And Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is the personification of ecstatic love of Godhead.
咁 Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī 咧係對至尊主呢一個嘅狂喜嘅愛一個嘅人格化。
These two forms had combined as one in Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
呢兩個嘅形象咧喺主宰產業當中咧就係結合埋一齊。
This being the case, Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu revealed his real form to Ramananda Roy.
咁於是咧，主宰坦爺咧就將佢嘅原本呢個形象咧，去到展現俾咧 Ramananda Roy 見到。
And Prabhupada explains how Lord Chaitanya reveals himself to Ramananda Roy.
咁 Prabhupada 裏面有講到咧，主宰坦爺咧係點樣向 Ramananda Roy 咧展示自己。
And he says, this is interesting, an advanced devotee can understand Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya.
佢係一個進步嘅奉獻者能夠明白。
What is, it says, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. What means Nahe Anya?
Nahe Anya 嘅意思係咩意思咧？
Nahe Anya. Anya? Anyone else?
Anya.
No. Anya means other.
Anya 嘅意思咧就係其他、另外。
So Lord Chaitanya is none other than Śrī Kṛṣṇa, Radha Krishna.
咁所以個意思咧就係主宰坦爺咧同 Radha Krishna 係冇分別嘅。
And then Prabhupada quotes this verse, which we started with, rādhā-bhāva-dyuti-suvalitaṁ, hlādinī śaktir asmād, etc. And he says this verse is from Swarup Damodar Goswami.
咁然之後，聖巴巴就引用頭先我哋讀過個詩節啦。咁咧佢講到咧係源自Swarup Damodar。
So who is Swarup Damodar? He is one of the, we can say, two most intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya.
咁咧佢係主宰坦爺嘅一位非常之親密嘅同友。
The other being
另外一位
Ramananda Roy, to whom Lord Chaitanya is speaking here.
另外一位咧就係 Ramananda Roy。
Now, so Prabhupada quotes this verse, and then he says, this oneness can be perceived by advanced devotees through the grace of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
咁呢一個嘅即係合一呢一個嘅明白理解咧，可以俾呢一啲進步嘅奉獻者去到明白嘅，透過主宰坦爺嘅恩賜。
He goes on saying, this was the case with Ramananda Roy.
呢個就係發生喺 Ramananda Roy 嘅身上啦。
And then he says one may aspire to attain such a position, but one should not try to imitate the Mahabhagavat.
一個人可以嘗試去到即係去到呢一個嘅地位啦，但係唔可以去到模仿咯呢一啲嘅偉大嘅奉獻者 Mahabhagavat。
We're losing our audience. So, but then what happens? Upon seeing this form of Lord Chaitanya as Radha and Krishna, Ramananda Roy lost consciousness.
咁當 Ramananda Roy 見到主宰坦爺係 Radha Krishna 呢一個嘅形象嘅時候咧，佢就失去咗知覺。
Daritena pare deha padila bhumite. He fell to the ground.
佢就倒地。
So this realization, which sort of Damodar is indicating, is the tattva, the reality. This Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna. To realize that, when he realized it, Ramananda Roy fainted, collapsed.
咁所以Damodar 佢講出呢一個嘅覺悟啦，就係主宰坦爺其實就係 Radha Krishna 嘅合一啦。當Ramananda Roy 知道呢一個嘅事實 tattva 真理嘅時候咧，佢就失去咗知覺。
And what is the way to realize that? Prabhupada explained in the purport. What did he say?
喺要旨裏面咧，聖帕帕咧去解釋有啲咩方法可以得到呢一個覺悟。
Anyone remember? He said, this oneness may be perceived by advanced devotees through the grace of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
咁呢一個嘅覺悟咧，即係一嘅覺悟咧，二為一嘅覺悟咧，可以藉住主宰坦爺嘅恩典能夠覺悟。
Now, at this point, we may ask ourselves, okay, how do I get that grace? How do I get that mercy?
咁我哋聽到呢度就會問啦，咁我點樣可以得到呢一個恩典啊？呢一個嘅仁慈呢？
So there's a verse from Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur.
有一個詩節係 Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur.
In his Caitanya Chandramrita, this is verse number 82.
咁喺佢寫嘅書Caitanya Chandramrita 裏面 Chandramrita 裏面有個詩節。
The verse, do you want to hear the sense?
想唔想聽個梵文啊 ？Yes.
Bratat kirtaya nama gokula pater uddama nama valim yad-va-bhava-yatasya divya-maduram rupam jagan-mangalam hanta prema maharasodchalapate nashapite sambhavit Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhur yadi kripa drishti patenna tvayi. Brother, go on and chant.
佢話兄弟啊，要一直去到唱頌。
Chant the mighty names of Gokula's Lord.
咁咧要去到念誦咧 Gokula 嘅主嘅名字。
Or continue contemplating his beautiful body.
或者咧一直持續咁樣去到冥想住佢美麗嘅身體。
So supernaturally sweet that it confounds the whole world.
咁咧係超然嘅呢一個嘅甜美啊，咁咧就去到令到整個世界都 為佢而嘅神魂顛倒啊。
Alas，
但係係咪 ？Alas， 最後
You'll never even dream of reaching
你未夢想過去到達到。
You'll never even dream of reaching the rare, radiant rasa of pure love.
咁你係你都唔敢啊，冇辦法去到想像，你最尾咧係居然去到呢一個嘅rasa 嘅呢一個嘅光燦啊，光芒。
If Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu never casts you a compassionate glance.
如果主宰坦耶馬哈普咧係冇向你仁慈咁樣瞥視一下，即係冇向你給予你呢一個仁慈嘅一個瞥視。
So would you like to experience the rare, radiant rasa of pure love?
你想唔想去到感受呢一個純粹嘅愛咁罕有嘅呢一個嘅rasa 嘅光芒？
Yes, no,
想唔想
maybe. Yeah, if you give it to me, I'll take it.
如果你俾我就會接受咯。
No? Yeah.
Yes.
The rare, radiant rasa
rasa.
of pure love. That's how Gopinathacharya Prabhu translates Prema Maha Rasojvala Pada.
咁個翻譯咧就翻譯成為呢一個純粹嘅愛、罕有嘅、稀有嘅 rasa 嘅光芒。
So what is required in order to experience that?
咁如果要體驗呢一樣嘢，又要有啲咩嘅資格咧？Yes, the compassionate glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Kripa Drishti. 咁咧，主宰坦耶呢一個仁慈嘅瞥視。
Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur has another verse which is kind of similar, describing several different results of the glance of Lord Chaitanya.
咁佢有解釋到咧呢一個嘅瞥視啊，咁咧有唔同嘅結果嘅。
It was a verse that Prabhupada liked to quote.
其中一個詩節咧，聖帕巴好喜歡去引用。
Kaivalyam narakayate tridasa purā kasha pushpayate durdam tendriya kala sarpa patali protkatadakstrayate vishvam purna sukayate vidi mahendras chakitayate yat karunya kataksha vaivavavatam tam goramevastama Kaivalya narakayate liberation becomes it's understood to be like hell.
咁呢個詩節裏面咧講到解脫咧就係被理解為咧好似地獄一樣。
Yat karunya kataksha. If one gets the karunya kataksha, the sidelong merciful glance of the Lord Chaitanya.
如果一個人能夠得到主宰坦耶隻眼尾睄一睄佢。
Maybe we should turn the deity of Lord Chaitanya sideways so that we get a sidelong glance.
因為要眼尾睄一睄，所以我哋可能要將神像咧要移一移動，斜一斜啲。
Durdam tendriya kal Vishvam purna sukayate. This whole world is full of joy.
咁呢個世界咧就充滿住喜樂。
That one's hard to appreciate because we see so much misery in the world.
咁呢個係好難去到理解，因為我哋見到呢個世界咁多嘅痛苦。
Durdam tendriya kala sarpa prokatadanstrayate, the teeth of the serpent of the senses, the teeth senses are broken. So in other words, the senses are no longer dangerous.
咁所以呢一啲嘅感官咧，就好似一個蛇嘅即係毒牙，咁咧就會剝咗落嚟啦。咁意思即係話嗰個感官咧就唔再係威脅到我哋啦。
Like this, there's so many benefits.
咁就好似有好多其他嘅呢一啲嘅好處。
Anyway, Lord Caitanya, as we know, is taking association of especially these two devotees of Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar for fulfilling his purpose, his internal, this second purpose, in which he's also paying back, so to say, his debt to the gopis, to his devotees.
所以主宰坦爺咧係好多時候咧同呢兩位嘅奉獻者 Swarup Damodar 同埋 Ramananda Roy 咧去到聯誼，為咗咧就係去到實現佢我哋頭先講內在嘅目的啦，同埋咧去到補償佢同對牧牛姑娘嘅呢一啲嘅債。
And at the same time, he is teaching them about this exalted love.
同一時間咧，佢又教導佢哋咧關於呢一個咁崇高嘅愛。
And there's an interesting, I don't know how to put, sort of an in-between, external, internal experiencing described in chapter 16 of Antya-lila.
咁喺 Antya-lila 嘅第16章咧，裏面有去到解釋呢一種內在同埋外在之間嘅一種體驗。
It's first this chapter is describing Lord Chaitanya's experiencing of the taste of Jagannath Prasadam. Not in the very beginning, but later on, how much he's relishing this the taste.
開始嘅時候咧，就有講到主宰坦爺咧係去到品嚐主 Jagannath 嘅呢啲嘅 prasadam。
And he's relishing it. Why? Because he is experiencing the taste, the fact that Lord Jagannath Krishna has tasted it. So he's relishing the taste of Krishna's lips.
咁點解佢咁回味去到品嚐咧？就因為當佢去到品嚐呢啲 prasad 嘅時候咧，佢就品嚐到主 Jagannath 即係主 Krishna 啦。咁咧佢嘅唇啊，係咪佢去到食呢？佢去到榮耀呢？佢去到食呢啲嘅 prasad， 咪食呢啲嘅食物。
Just a few weeks ago, I was in Jagannath Puri.
幾個禮拜之前，我喺 Jagannath Puri。
I was fortunate to relish Jagannath Prasadam. Every evening we had a full meal of Jagannath Prasadam for a week.
咁咧整個禮拜啊，每一日嘅夜晚咧，我哋都去到榮耀咧Jagannath 嘅 Prasad。
It's very special.
好特別。
There's a certain dal they make which has it's a kind of sweet dal. Slightly sweet, and it's exactly all of the preparations, they taste exactly the same every day since centuries.
咁幾百年咧，嗰個prasadam 咧，嗰個味道咧都係一樣嘅。咁佢有一種特別嘅甜嘅豆嘅一個甜品。
So he's relishing prasadam, and then it's describing different offerings, and then it's noontime.
咁就去到品嚐呢一啲嘅 prasadam 啦，有唔同種類嘅款式啦，跟住就去到中午時間啦。
And verse 102, chapter 16 says, after finishing his noon duties, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ate his lunch But he constantly remembered the remnants of Krishna's food.
咁當佢完成咗佢中午嘅一啲嘅事務之後咧，主宰坦耶馬哈பிரபு咧就食咗佢嘅午餐啦，但係咧佢係咁咧諗住咧Krishna 嘅食物仲喺度回味緊。
Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu performed his external activities, but his mind was filled with ecstatic love.
主宰坦耶咧去到從事佢外在嘅一啲活動啦，但係佢裏面咧心意咧就係咧充滿住咧呢一個狂喜嘅愛。
It says preme gara mana. His mind was full of love, and the word for filled is gara.
咁呢個梵文咧就係 preme gara mana， 就係嗰個充滿住嗰個字咧就係 gara。
Kashte samvarana karin avesha saghana. With great difficulty he tried to restrain his mind.
佢要好努力先至能夠咧控制到佢嘅心意。
But it would always be overwhelmed by very deep ecstasy.
但係時時刻刻咧，俾呢啲咁深層嘅狂喜咧，係所去到充滿住。
And the word avesha is here. It's comes several times. Translated here simply as ecstasy.
咁呢個字 avesha 咧就出現咗幾次嘅，喺呢度咧就翻譯咧成為狂喜。
It has the sense of being possessed.
咁呢一個字其實有個意思就好似附咗身咁樣。
Like being possessed by a ghost.
就好似有鬼上身。
Because the word, the verbal root vish means to enter.
Vish 呢一個嘅字根咧就係進入。
So avesha means totally entered in, something has taken over his body.
咁 avesha 咧就係有一啲嘢咧係完全咧令到佔據咗佢嘅身體。
And kashte samvarana karin was very difficult for him to restrain himself.
係非常之困難，佢要控制到自己佢嘅心念，佢心意。
Yeah, then he goes on to describe that what does Lord Chaitanya do in this intense feel as he's having these intense feelings?
當佢有呢啲咁即係咁濃烈嘅、強烈嘅呢一啲嘅情感嘅時候，佢會點做呢？
He's discussing Krishna Lila with his associates, especially Ramananda Roy and Svarūpam.
佢就會同佢嘅同遊，特別係 Ramananda Roy 同埋 Svarūpam 咧，去到討論Krishna 嘅逍遙時光。
But still, Krishna brings up the point of prasadam. Prasadam is part of the mix of this ecstasy.
咁跟住之後又講起 prasadam 啦，咁所以 prasadam 喺呢一種狂喜裏面有呢一個嘅作用。
We should probably not be reading this at this time because we're fasting.
咁而家讀呢一啲嘅部分咧，唔係好似好適當，因為我哋喺度斷食緊啊。
It says, following the indications of Mahaprabhu, Govinda brought prasadam of Lord Jagannath.
咁就跟隨住主宰坦耶馬哈प्रभु嘅指示啦 ，Govinda 咧就帶嚟咧主 Jagannath 嘅 prasadam。
And the Lord sent some to Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati.
至尊主咧就將某啲嘅 prasadam 咧就送去俾Paramananda Puri 同埋 Brahmananda Bharati。
Both of whom are Lord Chaitanya's seniors. They are sannyasis who are two of the 9 what are called roots of the Caitanya tree.
咁佢哋兩位咧都係俾主宰坦耶咧係資深嘅長輩嚟嘅，咁係呢一個嘅主宰坦耶樹裏面嘅呢一個嘅根啊。
Then he gave shares some of the prasad to Ramananda Roy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
跟住之後咧，將某啲嘅prasadam 咧又再分俾咧 Ramananda Roy、Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya、
Swarup Damodar Goswami and all the other devotees.
Swarup Damodar Goswami 同埋其他嘅奉獻者，所有其他奉獻者。
As they tasted the uncommon sweetness and fragrance of the prasad, everyone's mind was struck with wonder.
當佢哋去到品嚐呢一個嘅 prasadam 嘅時候咧，佢哋品味到咧呢一個異乎尋常嘅一種嘅甜美同埋嗰種嘅香味啊！咁咧，所以每個人咧都非常之驚訝。
Srila Prabhupada many times uses this expression, struck with wonder.
咁就嘆為觀止。
It's like struck with wonder. Vismita hoiba.
好似被撞擊咁樣，嘆為觀止。
Okay, and here's the point. In the midst of all this ecstasy, Lord Chaitanya is teaching.
咁喺呢一啲嘅狂喜當中咧，主宰坦爺咧係有教導。
Prabhu kahe eshav hoy prakrita dravya aikshava karpura maricha elaicha lavanga gavya rasavas gudatvakadi jata sabha prakrita vastur svada shobar anubhava. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, these ingredients, such as sugar, camphor, black pepper, cardamom.
主宰坦爺咧佢就講啦，佢話咧呢一啲嘅材料食材啊，譬如好似糖啊 ，camphor 係叫咩？樟腦黑胡椒呢個 cardamom 呢個丁香啊、牛油啊、香料同埋licorice， 全部都係物質嘅。
Are all material.
呢啲都係物質嘅。
Everyone has tasted these material substances before.
所有人咧都之前咧去到品味過咧呢一啲嘅物質嘅元素。
And Prabhupada has a short purport.
聖爸爸有個好短嘅要字。
The word prakrita refers to things tasted for the sense gratification of the conditioned soul. Such things are limited by the material laws.
呢一個字prakrita 咧就係講咧受制約嘅靈魂啦，佢哋為咗享受感官而去到品嚐嘅東西。咁呢一啲嘅東西咧係有限嘅喺呢一個物質嘅法律之下。
Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to make the point that material things have already been experienced by materially absorbed persons who are interested only in sense gratification. 主宰坦爺馬哈巴布咧想講出一點咧，就係呢一啲嘅物質嘅嘢咧，已經係俾嗰啲中意只係對感官享樂有興趣嘅物質，即係物質嘅人咧，所已經俾佢哋去到經歷過啦，品嚐過啦。Then Lord Chaitanya continues, however, in these ingredients there are extraordinary tastes and uncommon fragrances. Just taste them and see the difference in the experience. 咁咧，但係喺頭先講嘅呢一啲嘅材料裏面咧，其實有一個係非比尋常嘅一個味道啊，同埋呢一個非一般嘅一種嘅香味啊。咁咧，你哋去到品嚐佢，同埋睇下究竟有啲咩唔同。Loka atita means never experienced by any common man. 呢一個字Loka atita 嘅意思就係之前咧係未俾普通人咧去到經驗過嘅、體驗過嘅。And Lord Chaitanya continues, apart from the taste, even the fragrance pleases the mind and makes one forget any other sweetness besides its own. 佢話除咗個味道之外咧，嗰種嘅香味啊，係令到呢一個令到一個人好令到個心意好愉悅嘅，同埋咧令到一個人咧忘記晒所有其他嘅甜味。Therefore, so continuing, he's teaching. Lord Chaitanya says, therefore, It is to be understood that the spiritual nectar of Krishna's lips has touched these ordinary ingredients and transferred to them all their spiritual qualities.
主宰坦爺咧，佢講出佢嘅教導，因此咧要明白呢一啲嘅普通嘅食材啊，其實咧係被 Krishna 嘅佢嘅嘴唇啊呢一個靈性嘅甘露咧所去到觸碰過，然之後咧將呢啲普通嘅食材咧就變成咧有一個靈性嘅品質。
And Prabhupada explains briefly, since everyone had previously tasted these ingredients, why had they become extraordinary and spiritually tasteful? This was proof that food, prasada, becomes uncommonly flavorful and tasteful by touching Krishna's lips.
帕巴喺個要旨度講咧，佢話呢一啲嘅食材咧，其實之前嘅人每一個人咧都已經嘗過啦。咁點解會咁特別同埋靈性咁好味嘅咧？嗰個證明原因就係因為呢一個食物 prasadam 當被主 Krishna 嘅嘴唇咧所觸碰咗之後咧，就變得呢個味道咧就唔一樣啦。
And he goes on to say, Lord Chaitanya says, an uncommon, greatly enchanting fragrance and taste that make one forget all other experiences are attributes of Krishna's lips.
咁呢一個嘅香味啊，同埋呢一個嘅味道啊，係非一般嘅 ，OK， 同埋咧係非常之誘人嘅、迷人嘅，令到一個人咧忘記晒所有其他佢嘅經歷。咁呢一個咧都係歸功於咧 Krishna 嘅嘴唇。
It says Maha Madaka Hoy. This is highly enchanting.
咁呢一個字叫做Maha Madaka。Madaka。咁咧就係非常之迷人嘅、醉人嘅。
And Anya Vismarana. We had this word Anya. What did it mean?
呢個先我哋話 Anya 呢個係咩意思咧？
It just means other.
Other 其他。
So yeah, and implies everything else. Anya, and what does smarana mean?
Smarana 嘅意思係
Smarana means
remember. Shravana.
That's Shravanam. Smaranam.
Remembering.
That's Kirtanam.
Kirtanam.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smarana. What is Smarana? Remembering. So what is Vismarana?
咁 Smarana 嘅意思就係記起啦 Vismarana 嘅意思係咩咧？
What is Vismarana?
Wish is poison?
No. If smarana means remembering, what could Vismarana mean? Forgetting. Exactly.
就係遺忘啊，唔記得。
Forgetting what? Anya. Anya means other. So forgetting other things.
咁所以 Anya Vismarana 嘅意思就係唔記得晒所有其他嘢啦。
Forgetting all other things.
唔記得晒所有其他嘅事情。
Mahamadakahoy. There is total madness.
令到你係神魂顛倒、瘋狂。
And what is this all coming from? Krishna adhuna, the quality of Krishna's adhara, his lips.
咁呢一啲一切係源自邊度咧？就係源自 Krishna 嘅唇啊。
He goes on, this prasad has been made available only as a result of many pious activities. Now taste it with great faith and devotion.
咁咧要獲得呢一個嘅 prasad 咧，其實咧係好多嘅虔誠活動嘅結果嚟㗎。而家咧懷住巨大嘅信心同埋奉愛咧，去到品嚐佢啦。
And then, what's the conclusion of all this? Haridvani kari shabe koila ashadan ashvarite preme matta hoila shabarman. Loudly chanting the holy name of Hari, all of them tasted the prasad.
咁咧，大家好大聲咁樣去到唱頌 Hari 嘅聖名，跟住咧就去到品嚐呢一個 prasad。
And as they tasted it, their minds became mad in the ecstasy of love.
當佢哋品嚐呢一個 prasad 嘅時候咧，佢哋嘅心意咧係喺呢一個嘅愛嘅狂喜當中咧係瘋狂。
Here, preme matta means maddened in love.
Preme matta 嘅意思咧就係喺呢一個狂喜嘅愛當中咧係瘋狂。
Now, I'll just one more go one step further. Premaveshe Mahaprabhu Jabe Agyadila Ramananda Rai Shloka Padite Lagila. In ecstatic love, Lord Chaitanya ordered Ramananda Roy to recite some verses. Thus Ramananda spoke as follows.
喺呢個狂喜嘅愛當中咧，主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 咧就指示咧 Ramananda Roy 咧去到誦讀幾個詩字。咁 Ramananda Roy 就講啦，就讀啦。
So try to picture the scene.
大家諗下當時嘅情景。
Lord Chaitanya is there. He's with his devotees. They're relishing prasadam. Lord Chaitanya is preaching to them about what's so special about this prasadam.
咁當時咧，主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 同佢嘅同遊喺埋一齊啦，榮耀呢一個 prasad 啦，然之後咧去到教導佢哋究竟呢一個 prasad 有啲咩嘅咁特別。
And it's a very joyful situation. They're all loudly chanting Haridvani. They're loudly resounding the holy name of Hari.
係非常之開心嘅一個嘅場合嚟嘅。咁咧，大家好大聲咁樣去到唱頌 Hari 嘅聖名。
And in the midst of all of this fun, where they're taking prasad and chanting Hari.
咁所以有呢一個，大家就好似喺度玩緊咁樣啊，係咪好好興奮？咁咧就一邊去到榮耀 prasadam， 一邊咧係去到唱頌主嘅聖名 Hari。
Lord Chaitanya says, Ramananda, chant some verses for us.
主喺下嘢就指示 Ramananda 讀幾個詩俾我哋聽下。
And he's ready on the spot. He's right there with nothing less than he's quoting verses from the Bhagavatam, Rasa Panchadhyaya, the gopis in their feelings of separation from Krishna.
咁於是 Ramananda Roy 咧就準備好啦，佢就引用咗eka-ātmānau嘅一個詩字咧，就係蒙牛姑娘咧同Krishna 分離嘅時候講嘅一個詩字。
And Ramananda Roy is always ready with just the right verse for the moment.
咁咧 Ramananda Roy 咧就喺適當嘅時候就會讀出適當嘅詩字㗎啦。
Because they've just been talking about how this prasadam tastes so wonderful because it's been touched by the lips of Krishna.
啱啱咧講到咧呢個prasadam 咧係非常之美味嘅，因為咧係被主嘅Krishna 嘅唇咧所觸碰過。
So then Ramananda, he's right there with the right verse. He says, "O hero of charity," these are the gopis now praying to Krishna, he has hidden himself. He's disappeared from the rasa dance.
咁佢就喺度咧就講，佢話咧呢一個布施嘅英雄啊，咁咧就係話Krishna 咧就喺呢一個嘅 rasa 之舞咧突然間咧消失咗。
O hero of charity, please deliver unto us the nectar of your lips.
佢話咧布施嘅英雄啊，請你咧將你唇嘅將你嘴唇嘅呢一個嘅甘露咧係去到分俾我哋。
That nectar increases lusty desires for enjoyment.
呢一個嘅甘露咧係增加咧呢一個對於享受嘅一個嘅色欲啊慾望。
Surata Vardhanam, and and diminishes lamentation in the material world. Shoka nashanam.
同埋咧，去到將喺呢一個物質世界裏面嘅呢一啲嘅悲嘆咧、悲傷咧，係去到驅除嘅。
Kindly give us the nectar of your lips, which are touched by your transcendentally vibrating flute.
請你咧去給予你嘴唇嘅呢一個甘露啦，係你嘅呢個超然嘅震動嘅呢一個笛子，係佢係觸碰到你嘅嘴唇。
For that nectar makes all human beings forget all other attachments.
咁呢一個甘露咧，令到所有嘅人類咧都忘記其他嘅依附。
So the discussion was about nectar of lips of Krishna. Now he quotes the gopis. The mood of the gopis is that of separation from Krishna.
咁所以之前咧講到就係Krishna 嘅嘴唇嘅呢一個嘅甘露啦。咁喺呢一度咧 Ramananda Roy 咧就引用牧牛姑娘咧去到描述Krishna 嘅呢一個嘴唇。
Ramananda Roy is none other than Vishaka in Krishna Lila.
咁 Ramananda Roy 咧其實就係喺 Krishna 嘅逍遙時光裏面咧嘅 Vishaka。
And he is reminding Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna, of the feeling that the gopis have in his separation. He is reminding
Ramananda Roy is reminding Lord
as Vishaka. He's reminding Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna.
咁所以咧 Ramananda Roy 咧其實係 Vishaka， 佢咧就去到提醒主宰坦爺，即係 Krishna。
of their feelings, the gopis' feelings of separation.
咁就係牧牛姑娘嗰種嘅分離之情。
And all of this is happening while Lord Chaitanya is sharing prasadam with the devotees.
咁呢啲一切咧發生嘅時候咧，就係主宰坦爺咧同奉獻者去到分享呢一啲嘅 prasadam。
And relishing the nectar of Krishna's lips through this prasadam.
咁咧就係透過呢啲嘅 prasadam 咧，係去到咧品味咧 Krishna 嘅唇。
So this is one little taste from Caitanya Charitamrita of what is going on when Lord Chaitanya appears.
咁所以係永恆的主宰坦言經裏面其中嘅一小嘅部分，俾我哋去到細味，究竟主宰坦耶 Mahaprabhu 顯現嘅時候係點樣嘅
？At one point, Krishnadas Kaviraj is describing all of this, not in this chapter, elsewhere. And he says, people will not understand what's going on, but I don't care.
咁 Krishnadas Kaviraj 咧，佢就喺另外一個即係章節裏面有講到，佢話其他人唔會明白究竟我哋所講嘅係乜嘢。不過我冇，即係對於我嚟講冇所謂。
But we may want to remember, as our takeaway, that we can be fortunate, aspiring to receive the compassionate glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
等我哋攞走嘅，今日可以攞走就係我哋有呢一個嘅渴望，希望得到主宰坦爺眼角嘅一個瞥視。
If we can receive that compassionate glance,
如果我哋能
what is
夠
it possible for us to experience?
如果我哋能夠獲得主宰坦爺去眼尾嘅即係睄一睄我哋嘅話，咁我哋可以獲到啲咩呢？
Anyone remember?
大家記唔記得啊？Ras rare rasa radiant。
Very good. Yes.
咁咧就係呢個純粹嘅愛，稀有嘅 rasa 嘅光芒。
Prema Maharasa Uchvala, the radiant rasa of pure love.
咁就係呢一個純粹嘅愛嘅光芒啊。
Is it possible? Is it possible for us to get this merciful glance of Lord Chaitanya? What do you think?
我哋可唔可能去得到主宰坦爺嘅呢一個仁慈嘅一個瞥視啊
Possible?
可唔可能
Yes, no, maybe, hopefully. Huh?
？If he gives, then it's possible.
If he gives, it's possible. Yes, we cannot demand, can we?
我哋唔可以要求嘅係咪？
We can hope for it.
咁我哋可以咧去希望去祈求。
We can anticipate.
我哋可以去到渴求。
What was the name of the devotee who
期待
Lord Chaitanya banished from his sight, and when he got the message that Lord Chaitanya will be willing to see you after 1,000,000 years, he danced in ecstasy.
咁有一位奉獻者咧係被主宰坦爺咧去到拒絕啦。佢話咧你要過咧千百萬年之後咧先至能夠見到我。
Remember who that was? Was it Mukunda?
Mukunda.
What was his offense?
He was a teacher and he was teaching karma and jnana.
Oh, teaching karma and jnana was his offense as a teacher.
咁佢話有個冒犯啊，就係咧佢教導呢一個嘅 karma 同埋 jnana。
So when he heard that it's only 1,000,000 lives, 1,000,000 years, whatever, it was 1,000,000 something, when he'll again have the Lord's darshan, he was jumping in joy.
咁所以佢聽到咧，只不過係8萬年嘅時間，佢又可以再次見到主嘅時候咧，佢就狂喜開心到跳起。
And when that was reported to Lord Chaitanya, he's jumping in joy in anticipation of seeing you after 1,000,000 years.
咁當主宰坦爺收到呢一個消息啊，就係 Mukunda 佢知道喺8萬年之後咧，可以再次見到主嘅時候，開心到跳起。
That just hearing that melted Mahaprabhu's heart, and he said, "Call him in."
所以當主宰坦爺Mahaprabhu聽到呢個消息嘅時候咧，就個心就融化啦，就叫佢翻嚟，叫佢入嚟。
So he collapsed the 1,000,000 years into just a moment.
所以佢將嗰8萬年咧，就將佢咧濃縮，只係片刻。
Yes. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna Das Kaviraj Gosai ki jai. Gaura Purnima.
Krishna Kshetra Swami ki jai.